Namaste, I'm Shilpa. So this is about the session related to the chapter atoms. So in the previous session we have discussed about the J.J. Thomson model and the Rutherford model and alpha particle scattering. So in this session we are going to discuss about the Bohr postulates of hydrogen atom. Bohr postulates of hydrogen atom. Basically it has three postulates. The first postulate is the electron exists in certain orbits called stationary orbits. So, electron exists in certain orbits called stationary orbits. So, according to these postulates, the atom exists in a certain stable state. At that state, it has certain energy. That energy are called as a stationary orbits. And the second postulate is the stationary orbits are those orbits in which angular momentum is integral multiple of nh by 2 pi. So, stationary orbits are those orbits in which angular momentum is integral multiple of nh by 2 pi. The angular momentum is here nh by 2 pi. Okay. Here L is the angular momentum and n is a integer. It is 1, 2, 3 and so on. And here h is the Planck's constant and it is having the value 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Okay. This is the angular momentum of a stationary orbits. That is L is equal to nh by 2 pi or else it can be also written mr is equal to nh by 2 pi. Okay. This is the second postulates. And the third one is when electron makes a transition from higher energy level to the lower energy level, what will happen? When electron makes transition from higher energy, I will take it as EI, that is the energy of higher energy, from higher energy to the lower energy, I will take it as lower energy as EF, photon is emitted. So this is about the third postulates. When electron makes a transition from higher energy, that is EI, to the lower energy EF, then the photon is liberated. So I will draw the diagram for it. So I will take this as the higher energy, this as the lower energy. When electron makes a transition from higher energy to the lower energy, the photon will be liberated. That is, the photon is having the energy h nu. So I will write the formula as h nu equal to EI minus EF. This is the Bohr third postulate. When electron makes a transition from a higher energy to the lower energy, the photon will be liberated or emitted. These are the three postulates of Bohr postulates about the hydrogen atom. So, next I am going to discuss about the derivation for the radius of the nth orbit of electron with the help of these Bohr postulates. Radius of nth orbit of electron. Radius of nth orbit of electron. We all know that atom is a neutral. Why? Because it is having both positive and negative charges equal. The electron will be revolving in a orbit. It is having the negative charge, and the central it is having the nucleus. It has a positive charge. So totally we can say it as a atom is a neutral according to Rutherford planetary model. Okay. So according to this model, have said that the nucleus will be at the center and the electron will be revolving in a circular. That is, electron is revolving here, and this is having the positive at the center. So, to go an electron in a circular orbit, it should have the certain centripetal force, right? So, here the electrostatic force of attraction between the electron and the nucleus will be equal to the centripetal force. So, they will be going in a circular path. So, centripetal force is equal to the electrostatic force of attraction between the atom, between the electron and the nucleus. So, the centripetal force and the electrostatic force of attraction will be equal here. So, with the help of this formula, I am going to derive the radius of the nth orbit of electron. So, and also I have to use the Bohr postulates here. So, the centripetal force, I will write directly the formula for the centripetal force, mv square by r equal to the electrostatic force of attraction between the electron and the nucleus. So, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught electron and the nucleus divided by the distance between them. So, I will write the distance between them is r, and this electron will be moving with certain velocity. mv square by r equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E into E by r square. So, 1 r will be cancels. So, mv square equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by r. So, according to Bohr second postulates, that is L is equal to NH by 2 pi. So, I can write mvr equal to NH by 2 pi. Okay. So, I will take V at this point and take other to the another side. So, NH by 2 pi mr. So, I will take this as equation 2. This is equation 1. Substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So in the place of V, I will substitute the value as V as nh by 2 pi m r. So m into nh by 2 pi m r whole square equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by r. So n square h square by 4 pi square m square r square equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by r. Is anything cancels here? Yes. One m will be cancelling. 1 r will be cancelling. 4 will cancels. And 1 pi will be cancels. So, and the n square by h square and down pi m r equal to 1 by epsilon naught E square by epsilon naught will be remaining. So I need to get the formula for r, right? So I will keep r at this side and take everything to the another side. So 1 by r is equal to E square by epsilon naught. I will take this n square h square other side. So n square h square will be coming down and pi m will be going upside. So for the r, I can write r is equal to epsilon naught n square h square pi m E square. This is the formula for the radius of the nth orbit of electron. So Rn is equal to epsilon naught n square h square by pi m E square is the formula for the radius of the nth orbit of hydrogen atom. To get the first orbit of this hydrogen atom, I can put the value here as 1. Then I will be getting the reading for the first orbit. So this is the radius of the nth orbit of a electron in a hydrogen